Okay, welcome to the Miracles Recap on this Easter Monday. Great that you're here and that we can continue with reviewing lessons from A Course in Miracles. Lessons 105 to 110, that was it. Yeah, 105 to 110. And of course, lesson of today is lesson 111, the 111 day of the year. And that's the start of the review lessons of these. So that's double. We reviewed the lessons and we're on the review lessons. So that's going to be interesting. Now, in order to start right away with preparing ourselves for these review lessons, I'm going to read the introduction. I'll go through it with you, because it's always very good to read those. It seems like you need that as a motivation to actually do the review lessons. The review lessons were, it kind of can be a little bit hard because it is not just one lesson, but it's two lessons. You got to remember that and do things. And of course you have your app or however you do it, or you write it down on paper and stick it in your back pocket. But then you should not forget to take it out of your back pocket in order to do it. So I'm reading the introduction as an inspiration to actually really go into the review lessons. Okay, so here it is. Workbook for Students, third review, introduction. Our next review begins today. We will review 2 recent lessons every day for 10 successive days of practicing. We will observe a special format for these practice periods that you are urged to follow just as closely as you can. We understand, of course, that it may be impossible for you to undertake what is suggested here as optimal each day and every hour of the day. Learning will not be hampered when you miss a practice period, because it is impossible at the appointed time. Nor is it necessary that you make excessive efforts to be sure that you catch up in terms of numbers. Rituals are not our aim, and would defeat our goal. But learning will be hampered when you skip a practice period because you are unwilling to devote time to it that you are asked to give. Do not deceive yourself in this. Now, this is an interesting part. We're coming to you could say the way that you chantage the whole thing a little bit. And here it is. Unwillingness can be most carefully concealed behind a cloak of situations you cannot control. Learn to distinguish situations that are poorly suited to your practicing from those that you establish to uphold a camouflage for your unwillingness. It seems like he knows what he's talking about. He knows where he's dealing with. Jesus knows where he's dealing with. He knows himself. That's so great. So it's not about catching up in terms of numbers. That has nothing to do with it. No, but it is about this moment that you actually don't want to give time to the review just because you feel this and you see it was not up to me. I really couldn't do it because this situation didn't allow me to do so. But then actually it was based on your unwillingness. Now learn to distinguish situations that are poorly suited for your practicing, which can happen, from those that you establish to uphold a camouflage for your unwillingness. Those practice periods that you have lost because you did not want to do them for whatever reason should be done as soon as you have changed your mind about your goal. You are unwilling to cooperate in practicing salvation only if it interferes with goals that you hold more dear. When you withdraw the value given them, allow your practice periods to be replacements for your litanies to them. They gave you nothing. but your practicing can offer everything to you. And so accepting their offering can be, and accept their offering and be at peace. The format you should use for these reviews is this. Devote 5 minutes twice a day, or longer if you would prefer it, to consider the thoughts that are assigned. Read over the ideas and comments that are written down for each day's exercise, and then begin to think about them while letting your mind relate them to your needs, your seeming problems, and all your concerns. What did that just say? Read over the ideas and comments that are written down for each day's exercise, and then begin to think about them while letting your mind relate them to your needs, your seeming problems, and all your concerns. Think about them and let your mind relate them to your needs, your problems, your concerns. Place the ideas within your mind and let it use them as it chooses. Give it faith that it will use them wisely, being helped in its decision by the one who gave the thoughts to you. What can you trust but what is in your mind? Have faith in these reviews. The means the Holy Spirit uses will not fail. The wisdom of your mind will come to your assistance. Give direction at the outset. Then lean back in quiet faith and let the mind employ the thoughts you gave and as they were given you for it to use. You have been given them in perfect trust and perfect confidence that you would use them well, in perfect faith that you would see their messages and use them for yourself. Offer them to your mind in that same trusting confidence and faith. It will not fail. It is the Holy Spirit's chosen means for your salvation. Since it has His trust, His means must surely merit yours as well. We emphasize the benefits to you if you devote the first 5 minutes of the days to your reviews. The first 5 minutes of the day to your reviews. We emphasize the benefits to you if you devote the first 5 minutes of the day to your reviews, and also give the last 5 minutes of your waking day to them. If this cannot be done, at least try to divide them so you undertake 1 in the morning, 1 in the hour, just before you go to sleep. The exercise to be done throughout the day are equally important and perhaps of even greater value. You have been inclined to practice only at appointed times and then go on your way to other things without applying what you learn to them. As a result, you have gained little reinforcement and have not given your learning a fair chance to prove how great are its potential gifts to you. Here's another chance to use it well. In these reviews, we stress the need to let your learning not lie idly by between your longer practice periods. Attempt to give your daily 2 ideas a brief but serious review each hour. Use 1 on the hour and 1 on the half hour and half an hour later. You need not give more than just a moment to each one. Repeat it, then allow your mind to rest a little time in silence and in peace. Then turn to other things. But try to keep the thought with you and let it serve to help you keep your peace throughout the day as well. If you are shaken, think of it again. These practice periods are planned to help you form the habit of applying what you learn each day to everything you do. Do not repeat the thought and lay it down. Its usefulness is limitless to you, and it is meant to serve you in all ways, all times, in all places, and everything, and whenever you need help of any kind. Yes. If you are shaken, think of it again. These practice periods are planned to help you form the habit of applying what you learn each day to everything you do. Do not repeat the thought and lay it down. Its usefulness is limitless to you, and it is meant to serve you in all ways, all times and places, and whenever you need help of any kind. Try then to take it with you in the business of today and make it holy, worthy of God's Son, acceptable to God and to yourself. Each day's review assignments will conclude with a statement of the thought to use each hour, and the one to be applied on each half hour as well. Forget them not. This second chance with each of these ideas will bring such large advances that we come from these reviews with learning gains so great we will continue on more solid grounds, with firmer footsteps and with stronger faith. Do not forget how little you have learned. Do not forget how much you can learn now. Do not forget your Father's need of you as you review these thoughts He gave to you. So it's so great to read that. Totally lovely. You see how much say support there is. So if you take time to read that now and then in your review period, it's like such beautiful support is what I feel. It's like beautiful inspiration to do the reviews well and to take them seriously. It's like with all these things, it is, if you use it well, then it's applicable to everything that's occurring and changes all things for you. So it's only by your remembrance, like remembering that there's literally like an alternative to how you are perceiving the situation. There's an alternative to it, and it's immediately available, given to you by this lesson. And you don't know how that works. To you in your so-called logic, it might not make sense at all to do it this way, but that's why it's miraculous. It's a miraculous course. It's a course in miracles, and that is probably the hardest thing to remember. It is not a course in logic or in understanding. No, it's a course in miracles. Miracles have nothing to do with your logic. Miracles have nothing to do with the way that you see yourself. So here's continuously, in fact, the invitation to use a different idea that doesn't seem to have anything to do with the situation that you're in until you allow it to. You allow the alternative to be present in your situation and you recognize it's working. Wow, the last thing I expected, but it's working. And it's really like this. So that's so amazing by using this. So might as well just use a couple of expressions well instead of trying to rush through the whole thing. But we're doing good. Okay, so this is the word. Now you will see this repeated in one of the lessons. So it will come back why this is the title for this. This is the word. So now the curiosity is set. We're going to find what is the word. This is the word. What is the word? Well, you're going to see. As heaven's peace and joy intensify. See, this is all, like I said, this is all support too. This is coming from the first lesson, 105. Like, as heaven's peace and joy intensify when you accept them as God's gift to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept His joy and peace as yours. True giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. Well, this is like a mystical teaching, the highest mystical teaching, you could say. True giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited. It extends the limitless to the unlimited. Eternity to timelessness. And love unto itself. This is absolutely not understandable. So this is as abstract as you can go. True giving is creation. Okay, you can imagine something with that. It extends the limitless, like that what is without limit, to the unlimited. It extends that what is without limit to the unlimited. It extends eternity, which is forever, to timelessness, which is timeless. And love unto itself. It's like intellect completely shuts down here. It literally is like a meltdown for your intellect. That's why it's so great to read. This is only in lesson 104. So true giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited. Eternity to timelessness. and love unto itself. Now here you have like the perfect mix, you could say, for a deep, deep, deep week of contemplation, or year of contemplation, whatever. Like if this starts to speak to you and shows itself, what happens? You melt into the love that you have always been. True giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. It adds to all that is complete already, not in simple terms of adding more, for that implies that it was less before. No, it adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away, securing it forever for itself. So we still are expanding and extending. Look at this. So this is like a multi-dimensional equation. As heaven's peace and joy intensify when you accept them as God's gift to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept His joy and peace as yours. True giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, love unto itself. It adds to all that is complete already, not in simple terms of adding more, for that implies that it was less before. No, it adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away, securing it forever for itself. If you try to understand this, it doesn't tell you anything. And if you catch a little bit of it, it's just like it's almost too much immediately. Like you either disappear into this or you don't get it. It's like that. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. It adds to all that is complete already, not in simple terms of adding more, but it adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away. So that was a great start. I love it. Listen. It's 105. Listen and hear your Father speak to you through His appointed voice, which silences the thunder of the meaningless. Okay, I feel a meditative moment coming up. Listen and hear your Father speak to you through His appointed voice, which silences the thunder of the meaningless and shows the way to peace and to those who cannot see. Be still today and listen to the truth. Be not deceived by voices of the dead, which tell you they have found the source of life and offer it to you for your belief. Attend them not, but listen to the truth. Be still today and listen to the truth. truth does not come and go, nor shift nor change, in disappearance now and then in that, in disappearance now and then in that, evading capture and escaping grasp. It does not hide. It stands in open light, in obvious accessibility. It is impossible that anyone could seek it truly and would not succeed. Today belongs to truth. Give truth its due, and it will give you yours. You were not meant to suffer and to die. Your Father wills these dreams be gone. Let truth correct them all. Truth does not come and go, nor shift nor change, in disappearance now and then in that, evading capture and escaping grasp. It does not hide. It stands in open light, in obvious accessibility. It is impossible that anyone could seek it truly and would not succeed. Today belongs to truth. Give truth its due, and it will give you yours. You were not meant to suffer and to die. Your Father wills these dreams be gone. Let truth correct them all. True light that makes true vision possible is not the light the body's eyes behold. It is a state of mind that has become so unified that darkness cannot be perceived at all. And thus what is the same is seen as one, while what is not the same remains unnoticed, for it is not there. True light that makes true vision possible is not the light the body's eyes behold. It is a state of mind that has become so unified that darkness cannot be perceived at all. So here's 108. I rest in God, completely undismayed. This thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. There's no suffering it cannot heal. There's no problem that it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. All right, so this is really great. So I want to stand still here a little bit. The I rest in God has been a mantra, almost like a lifeline that I held also in the period with COVID, the COVID period. I remember that. That's why this lesson is like so close to my heart. And not that I rest in memories, but it is like you don't need that many lifelines. If you found one lifeline, it saves you. When you see it saves you, you love to keep it active. I rest in God. I remember like having being in a situation with a lot of COVID. It seemed like all kinds of impossible situations that I found myself in, and still offering healing online too and everywhere. Like that was an incredible period. There were moments there was no other way to go through it as only to literally invite I rest in God into that moment. There was literally no other way to go through it. That was really how I experienced it. That's why I keep this very close. Like sometimes there's too much going on. There's so much going on of course, in your own mind, of course, in your whatever definition you hold about yourself. But then you see the in this huge storm that you find yourself in this amazing high waves, high wind, impossible, exhausting, totally impossible situation comes literally like almost like an angel coming to you with an expression, literally protecting you from every other thought that you could have, protecting you with just I rest in God. If I stay with that, if I practice that, if I bring that into every situation, just like we used the reviews, we read that in the introduction. If you bring that in the situation that is too much and totally impossible, it is literally, these expressions become the path that you walk on, and it seems like that was the only way to get through this. Now that I experienced many times, but here's like this lesson is so helpful with that, just like the others. But this, for me, this was and is a lifeline. Like this is immediately available, always reminding myself of the only thing that is really going on, seeing that the rest can dissolve. Now here are two things then. So this is my solid anchor, or my lifeline, my little swimming line. I can put it on so I can float in the ocean. It's like that is one part of it. Now the other part is when I'm in the realization of this expression, I rest in God, that is like whatever seems to happen around me, I'm like sitting under the Bodhi tree no matter what. And the thing is, what happens is that literally you're not able to see darkness, just like it said in the review too. Like that is something that you cannot see in that moment. You cannot see that. So this certainty that goes with you is so strong, is so certain, is so say limitless in its presence, that there's nothing else going on. This realization I had many times, but also in the COVID period, where I seemed to have going on so many things and most intense situations, but then this was the only thing that really occurred and that could bring me to sleep at night, or to give me the rest that I needed, or to prevent me from overexhaustion, or to prevent me from being overly concerned with situations I was in. I literally couldn't see that by just standing here still with this and keeping that so close that literally like with every breath I would breathe it. So that is, it seems to dramatize, but I can tell you that it isn't. So it's you have no idea how applicable these lessons are. Like I had no idea before that either. Like how you can apply this lesson. That's unbelievable, literally unlimited in its healing capacity. It keeps on adding to what already is, and it keeps giving itself away in such a way that you, when you want to receive that, it is given. But not only that, it's like there's a rejoicing going on in receiving this and giving this, and that's just indescribable, really. All right, so we continue. But I wanted to bring this up because I always associate this lesson with that as such a happy remembrance. I rest in God, completely undismayed. This thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. There is no suffering it cannot heal. I repeat that. There is no suffering it cannot heal. I've literally seen that too many times. Like, there is no suffering it cannot heal. There's no problem that it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. I am as God created me. This was yesterday's lesson. It's like the perfect Easter lesson. I am as God created me. The healing power of today's idea is also limitless. It is the birthplace of all miracles, the great restorer of the truth to the awareness of the world. Practice today's idea with gratitude. This is the truth that comes to set you free. This is the truth that God has promised you. And here it is. This is the word in which all sorrow ends. This is the word in which all sorrow ends. So this is the word. I am as God created me is the word in which all sorrow ends. In other words, I am as God created me. I am as God created me is a portal, is literally a portal out of any limiting idea. So I can bring it paradoxically to you too. So it's like you consider it well before you use. Consider well if you really want to be free of your problems. This I am as God created me is the portal out of your problems. So if you really want to get rid of it, take this to heart. If you're not sure, then wait a moment until you're completely convinced that that's the thing that you want, because it's like there's no way back in using this. You recognize this fully, and you're out of it. You're out of the limitation. You're out of pain and misery. So if you really want to get rid of misery and pain, this is the way. It's like the side effects of this will be total happiness, a big smile on your face, a light insertion that will disable you from seeing darkness anywhere, which has a great effect on your relationships. It has a great effect on your day. It has a great effect on your experience of time. Literally, you step out of time by accepting that idea. Now that is a very pleasant experience. So there's nothing to stop you from it. But like I said, I can present this in a paradoxical way too. Like, make sure you really want it, because it's going to be very successful. Yeah, that's really true. All right, now we're doing good. We're going to read some reviews. Lesson 111. That's today's lesson, truly. So I'll read this to you, and then you can hop in, unmute your microphone, and start reading. So I'll do this one. Miracles are seen in light. I cannot see in darkness. Miracles are seen in light. Let the light of holiness and truth light up my mind. Let me see the innocence within. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. I see through strength the gift of God to me. My weakness is the dark, His gift dispels, by giving me His strength to take its place. I see through strength. So you can also repeat this whenever you think like, well, I didn't really hear what I was reading. That can happen. I see through strength the gift of God to me. My weakness is the dark, His gift dispels, by giving me His strength to take its place. Miracles are seen in light. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Now you go ahead.
Light and joy and peace abide in me. I am the home of light and joy and peace. I welcome them into the home I share with God, because I am part of Him. I am as God created me. I will remain forever as I was, created by the changeless like himself, and I am one with him, and he with me. Light and joy and a peace abide in me. I am as God created me.
I am one self, united with my Creator. Serenity and perfect peace are mine, because I am one self, completely whole, at one with all creation and with God. Salvation comes from my one self. From my one self, whose knowledge still remains within my mind, I see God's perfect plan for my salvation, perfectly fulfilled. I am one self, united with my Creator. Salvation comes from my one self.
I am spirit. I am the Son of God. Nobody can contain my spirit, nor impose on me a limitation God created not. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. What can my function be but to accept the word of God, who has created me for what I am and will forever be? On the hour, I am spirit. On the half hour, I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation.
Le salut est ma seule fonction ici. Ma fonction ici est de pardonner au monde toutes les erreurs que j'ai faites, car ainsi j'en suis délivré avec le monde entier. Mon rôle est essentiel au plan de Dieu pour le salut. Je suis essentiel au plan de Dieu pour le salut du monde, car il m'a donné son plan afin que je sauve le monde. Le salut est ma seule fonction ici. Mon rôle est essentiel au plan de Dieu pour le salut.
God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will is perfect happiness for me, and I can suffer but from the belief there is another will apart from His. I share God's will for happiness for me. I share my Father's will for me, His Son. What He has given me is all I want. What He has given me is all there is. On the hour, God's will for me is perfect happiness. On the half hour, I share God's will for happiness for me.
God being love is also happiness. Let me remember love is happiness, and nothing else brings joy. And so I choose to entertain no substitutes for love. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. Love is my heritage, and with it joy. These are the gifts my Father gave to me. I will accept all that is mine in truth. God, being love, is also happiness. I seek but what belongs to me in truth.
La paix, la joie de Dieu sont miennes. Aujourd'hui, j'accepterai la paix et la joie de Dieu en joyeux échange contre tous les substituts que j'ai faits au bonheur et à la paix. Que je sois calme et que j'écoute la vérité. Que ma propre petite et faible voix se taise et que j'entende la voix puissante pour la vérité elle-même, m'assurer que je suis le Fils parfait de Dieu. La paix et la joie de Dieu sont miennes. Que je sois calme et que j'écoute la vérité.
Truth will correct all errors in my mind. I am mistaken when I think I can be hurt in any way. I am God's son, whose self rests safely in the mind of God. To give and to receive are one in truth. I will forgive all things today, that I may learn how to accept the truth in me and come to recognize my sinlessness. Truth will correct all errors in my mind. To give and receive are one in truth.
I rest in God today. I rest in God today and let Him work in me and through me, while I rest in Him in quiet and in perfect certainty. I am as God created me. I am God's son. Today I lay aside all sick illusions of myself and let my Father tell me who I really am. On the hour I rest in God. On the half hour, I am as God created me.
All right, so here's the inspiration to do the review lessons. And I think that was really great to read the introduction. And I would encourage you to read it more or to listen to this, because it's like the to stay with that is in fact receiving the whole benefit of it. And that's, yeah, why not? I mean, that's why you do the lessons, so you might as well do them well. So if you have other goals, as it says in the introduction to, if you have other goals that you prefer more, then you forget about this. But it's like, this is your chance. There's no accident in that you're doing them now. So you might as well just give yourself the space and time to do it. Now, one thing that comes up to share is, like, in your unwillingness, recognition of your unwillingness, that's good too, to recognize that and to admit it, because there's no shame or blame to do or anything. Like, no, of course, this, what is being offered, seems to have so very little to do directly with your so-called human situation. So it's miraculous what is occurring, and that means, like, continuously there's an offer of you to take you out of your humanhood, and that can be experienced as a disturbance. And that's of course, it is a disturbance in that sense. It disturbs the continuity of your human experience. That's why it's for. Now, here's the thing then with the resistance that you feel, and it is, your mind is very quick in adjusting, so it can feel an incredible resistance in one moment, but then, say, a moment later, it can already be gone. That you have, like, wow, I really couldn't do it a moment ago, but now I can do it. So this is with the lessons too. Don't push through it in order to keep doing it while you feel the resistance. No, give yourself a relief of it. And then it can come to you as an inspiration again. And that's really how it works. Like, then it comes easily back. But it can be after a couple of minutes even. Your mind goes really quick in adjusting. So if you don't have to push through something, then in the next moment it can be willing to do it. This is how I experience it. And so that's really helpful. It really is. All right, now, well, this was our miracle recap for today. I'm going to play some music and sit back and relax with you. All right, so thank you so much, and yeah, see you soon. Bye for now.